Good evening and welcome to How to Scratch Build Model Railway Goods Shed Part 4, I think. You can see we've added the roof since the last time we filmed. I should have probably filmed this, but it was a really easy thing to do. Literally cut the piece of cardboard to the shape of the whole roof and then you fold it, put your tile paper on, tuck it underneath and glue it, and then glue it down. Because the walls are 5mm thick, you've got a great edge. You can see I've added a beam in there. Just to give a bit of strengthening, and we've added some lintels. What I'm going to do now is just do experiment with a few things. I want to try and make the edging, the soffit boards round the side. I've painted some cardboard the colour I want, and what we've got here are pinking shears. You're probably familiar with these. These come from my wife's card making, but you can buy them relatively cheaply. We've had a bit of a trouble trying to get a straight edge, so I'm just experimenting here with cutting along a straight edge like that. The challenge is getting the edge straight and getting the indentation so you don't get a break. So what I'm doing is just placing the scissors in the previous, it's too near the edge I think. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this to work now. Look at that, yeah, I think we've saved it. So, like that. It's a bit tricky. Hopefully we will. The trick actually is getting the scissors in the right place. I don't know what that's like on the other side. Yeah, I just want touching up with a bit of paint. Everything we're doing here, it's always nothing we've done before. So I've never built buildings before, and so everything is a learning curve really. And this in particular is proving a bit challenging. But we're getting quite a nice edge there. It's got a particularly nice little edge on it, this one. Because we had a bit of fun trying to get a straight edge earlier. So, that gives us a nice crenellated edge. We just need a bit of paint on that one. Now I know this has got to be the same distance as that. 6 inches, 6 2/8 inches. So we'll measure that along here. And I think we need this to be, let's just do this. So if we start there somewhere, I want it to come to about there. And I want this to come up about 5mm in total. So what I think we'll do is we'll do about 7. We'll do that there. But this is hopefully a way of doing those really neat little borders you get on railway buildings. Quite simply by using a pair of scissors. So that's going to be the edge of it. And then what I'm going to do then is try and find the centre of each of these and do a black mark like that. And then this should look just like the edging in a model railway building. Yeah, that's going to work quite well. I think you'll agree that looks just like the wood. Yeah? Along, what do you think, Douglas?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think, do we wait until we've worked these bits out and then film us saying, oh look, this is how you make it. Well, sometimes I think it's better to film it and say, look, this is how we think we're going to do it. This is what we think will work. Now we've got a little bit of a mess there because that's where it went a little bit wrong, but I think we'll get away with that. I think you'll agree that when this is cut off, that will look quite good. Because the ones in real life have little black holes drilled in them. Yeah? Don't know, just something they do. Yeah? Does that look alright? Oh yeah, that's exactly what the effect I was after. So there you go, anybody that knows the model railway buildings, I don't know what the technical term is for this, but I think you'll agree that that's not a bad effect for a bit of painted pizza box. And we'll carry that along. And I mean, you can see with a bit of practice that we would get it probably a more equidistant piece of timber. It's a little bit out in places, but I still think for a first attempt that's going to look quite good. Because I think the important thing here is that these are the first time I've ever tried this. I've never actually built a scratch-built building before. I've built, as I've said before, lots of other things, and I hope that that's what people would take from it. Is that if we can do this, and this is our first attempt, anybody really should be able to get a very similar standard with what they're doing. We might as well finish this piece, and then we can possibly stick it on and you can see what I'm talking about. I also I've had 3 or 4 attempts at doing the end piece there, and I've worked out on a bit of scrap how to do that. So on this video we'll try and show you that as well. I suppose this is where I should have done blue peach instead. One I prepared earlier. Oh, I think that's long enough. Let's have a little look. That's longer than we need actually. So what I'll do is I'll go to there. So it's there to there. Right, so let's cut this off. Sorry about the silence, it's concentrating.
Just hear the ticking of the clock in the background.
Yeah, so you can see there that I've done a little bit wrong, that's because I couldn't quite see the line. And then that is going to be stuck, it's too short. I cut it off too short. So what we're going to do, we'll manage that. Where's our spare bit? What we'll have to do, I actually needed that bit, so we'll stick that back on when we come to do it. Stick a bit of paper behind it, but that is going to look absolutely fabulous on there. So that's that one built. What we'll do actually is we'll take a little bit of this paper here. Oh, we haven't got any glue down, so we'll do some marking out, and we might do, and then I'll just use that as a bit to glue those 2 bits together. So obviously I've got to make 2 of those, and then these will just be plain yellow because they've got to hang differently. They would go that way, and that's a bit more problematic, so we're going to do them plain. What I will just show is hopefully this piece on here, which I've finally got my head round on a little bit of scrap there. So this is to do the stonework that would go on the corners of the real building. I can't see what I'm doing now, son. And on this building will be used to hide the edge of the brick paper. This did take me a little bit of a while to work out. So what we need is, we need that tool, we need a line down the middle, had a few more comments on the sites, for which thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Hillside Model Railway, for that comment.
And then what we've got to do here, this is quite problematic, it's a bit complicated this, but hopefully when it's done it will look quite good. I know what I've done wrong actually, I wasn't supposed to mark that line in, but we'll persevere for the moment. I don't think that will matter too much. Yeah, we'll actually, oh well, we'll get round it. We'll get round it. So what we've got here is, it's a 20 centimetre long piece of card. 20 millimetres, divided up into 4 5mm like that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go down, and we're going to end up with it divided up into 5mm squares.
5 minutes left.
I've been talking for a long time.
Yep, you've been yabbering on.
Yeah, it is a video. So hopefully that's, there we go, this one's up here. I won't have time to glue this. Sorry?
You should be doing all of them, should you?
Yeah, because then what I shouldn't have done was the middle one. That one I shouldn't really have marked in. But I don't think it'll matter once it's cut out.
Why are you scribbling in them?
The bits I'm scribbling, we're going to cut out. And they're alternate ones. I've gone wrong actually. This is going to be more problematic than I realised, because what I should have done is missed that line out and then that line. So I'll have to come back and do this.
In part 5.
In part 5. when I've worked it out.
And then
again.
it might finish in part infinity.
Yeah, okay. How much longer have we got? Have we got time just to put the ridge tiles on?
4 minutes.
How much?
4 minutes.
I think we might just get the ridge tiles stuck on.
So what are the ridge tiles?
That's this
yeah.
thing. So let's measure this the right length this time, because we did it wrong last time.
How long
6
is it?
and 2.
6 and 2/8.
2/8, which is there. So this is what's supplied on the sheets.
Did you measure from there?
No, I measured from the right spot this time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Positive.
And then Douglas had the idea, we showed you the bit of painted card as the top of the loading bay, but in fact what we in the end did, and I'll just quickly show you, we used a bit of the roof paper in there. There you go, that's a good shot. Okay, with a piece of the edging strip, so that's neatened that right up. Now this is where I went wrong with this sheet last time, and that's something to watch for. They're very thin, and I ended up making 2 roofs because the sheets stick together. So a bit of advice, because that's obviously going to be a waste now, when you do come to use these sheets, they are very thin, and make sure you're not actually cutting 2 sheets, because I didn't, and I've wasted a sheet. Fortunately we didn't pay very much for these. How are we doing for time?
3.5, no 2.5.
Yeah, well what we'll do is, because we haven't got any glue down here anyway, so we take that, and it's just a tricky bit here, just to try and make sure we've got something like the middle. I'm just going to run a pen down it. That should then give us an edge to fold over. Yes, it has.
I'd put that in the roof before we run out of time.
Well, I haven't got any glue down here. But that then will obviously go on the roof. And I've done it again.
Too short again.
Yeah, I don't know what
Are you
I'm
sure
doing
it's
wrong.
2/8?
Yeah, it's something to do with the way I'm measuring it. Anyway, you
Hold
can
the
see
camera, I'll do it.
you can see that that'll go there. It's not a big problem because I've
You
got
hold the camera.
no. It's not a big problem because I've got some spare here, so I'll just do the same as I've got to do on that one.
It's not 6 and 2/8.
There you go. It's 6.5 and 2, so they're all half an inch too short. So that's it. That'll do for the time being, and we'll show you a bit more when we do the next bit.